Most men have no idea that the very places they feel safest are the ones slowly destroying them. They wander through life, wondering why their ambition never matches their potential, blind to the silent traps that surround them. The most dangerous threats aren't outlaws or enemies with knives. They're the friends, the circles, the rooms where you think you belong. Machiavelli said it best: a man rarely falls to his enemies. He falls to the comfort zones that lull his drive to sleep. Or you think you're just hanging out, networking, catching up. You're not. Every meeting, every conversation, every shared drink could be a landmine, waiting to strip you of your edge. I'm about to expose 7 of the deadliest places a man can occupy. Places that drain your energy, kill your ambition, and turn iron will into fragile glass. If you're in these circles, you're not relaxing, you're being harvested. The people you call friends, they're holding the knife. And once you understand the mechanics, there's no going back. But before we dive in, if you want to see these traps for what they really are and learn how to escape them, hit that subscribe button. This is about survival, about reclaiming the power you didn't even realize was slipping through your fingers. The first trap is the most seductive of all. The sympathy circle. You know it. It's the group chat where everyone complains about their boss. The bar where you meet to moan about the unfairness of life. The dinner table where your struggles become entertainment for everyone else. This isn't a space for solutions. It's a drug. It feels good, but it's deadly. Every word you spill here leaks power. Every complaint, every shared struggle is a roadmap for your weaknesses. You think your friends are listening to help you. They're not. They're listening to feel better about themselves. Every nod, every sympathetic "I know, man" isn't encouragement. It's validation of your stagnation. Your vulnerability becomes a weapon in the hands of those who wish to stay comfortable at your expense. In the house of pity, there are no winners. Only a herd clinging to each other while the real predators circle outside. Think about it. The last time you vented about a problem in that circle, did you get solutions? Or did you get a brief relief that faded, leaving your drive weaker than before? Every session like that trains your brain to crave pity instead of power, to seek temporary comfort over real progress. Machiavelli warned that vulnerability isn't strength, it's a map for your enemies. And the sympathy circle hands that map away freely. If you stay here, your social currency is destroyed. Every admission of defeat brands you as a liability. Your friends might smile, offer a shoulder, but internally, they're calculating your weakness, relishing the charity of your attention. Your will is softened, your ambition corroded. This circle feels human, moral, even safe, but it's a death trap. Walk away from these group chats. Walk away from the bars, the dinners, the constant venting. Stop looking for people who get it and start looking for people who do it. Leave the warmth of pity behind. The silence of your struggle, unshared, is where power is forged. This is your first gate. Subtle, addictive, deadly. And if you can't leave, you'll never have the courage to enter the rooms that actually challenge you. The next trap is the table of unearned respect. You've escaped the sympathy circle, but now you walk into another snare. This is where men think being in proximity to power is the same as possessing it. High-end wine, luxury surroundings, people you once admired. They smile, they nod, they make you feel important, and you fall for it. You feel like you belong. But Machiavelli would see you as a fool. Here, You're a spectator. You are the mascot, the proof that they can cultivate an image of inclusivity while keeping the real control elsewhere. The danger? This table kills hunger. It sedates ambition. It gives you the illusion of power without the substance. You mimic their style, adopt their habits, but nothing changes in your influence or your bank account. You're becoming a parasite of prestige, applauding yourself for being applauded, while the real players keep moving forward. And then there's the echo chamber of low-level winners. Here, you're the big fish in a stagnant pond. Your high school friends, your office colleagues, your small circle. They admire you, defer to you, ask for advice. You feel untouchable, a king among subjects. Machiavelli warned this is where princes die. Your ego is fed by people beneath you, and you stop evolving. You start measuring yourself by their standards, celebrating victories that mean nothing in the real world. You are winning in a vacuum. If you're the smartest in the room, you're in the wrong room. Comfort is a trap. Praise becomes a leash. This echo chamber trains you to settle, to feel accomplished when the real predators are thriving elsewhere. One day, when you step into the real ocean, you'll discover just how soft you've become. The first three traps, the sympathy circle, the table of unearned respect, and the echo chamber, work in concert. One drains your will, another sedates your hunger, and the third rots your ambition from the inside. These are subtle killers, hidden behind laughter, comfort, and applause. But the next ones are more insidious. They steal not just your energy or ambition, but your identity. We move now to the sunken cost relationship, the fourth deadly zone. This is where men bleed their time and energy into ghosts, relationships, businesses, or social circles that died years ago. They persist out of ego, out of an inability to admit loss. Machiavelli understood this well. Most men aren't destroyed by catastrophe, but by their refusal to cut their losses. You tell yourself you're loyal, that you're a fighter, that perseverance is strength. But there's a line between persistence and slow-motion suicide. Every hour spent here is stolen from the man you are meant to become. The past is gone. What matters is your next move. If you cling to dead weight, you are no longer a strategist. You are a victim. The fifth deadly trap is the stage of false status, the debt trap. This is where modern men perform a life they haven't earned for people who don't even like them. It are the VIP section you can't afford, the luxury watch, the designer clothes, the cars, everything purchased not to build real power, but to maintain an illusion. This isn't social climbing. This is a slow, invisible bleed. Here, your sovereign mask is fake. It's a mask for insecurity. Every dollar you spend, every effort you put into maintaining this facade, is a trade of real leverage for temporary validation. Machiavelli warned that a prince who spends to maintain appearances eventually exhausts his resources, forced to prey on his own people to survive. You are that prince, but the predator is dead, and your people are your future years of freedom. You are terrified of being discovered. You know the moment you stop performing, the illusion collapses, and in that collapse, you vanish, because your status never belonged to you. It was borrowed from a system designed to harvest men like you. The debt trap forces permanent defensive performance. You cannot be honest, you cannot pivot, and you cannot take risks. Your stage becomes a gilded cage, a place where setbacks are catastrophic because you've over-leveraged for perception. Every round of drinks, every upgrade, every display of wealth feeds the system. It makes your peers feel superior while chaining you to their expectations. This is why looking rich is the fastest way to stay poor. Your status is tethered to consumption, not production. You are harvested by both the environment and the people in it, constantly drained, constantly performing. And the worst part, you agreed to the chains yourself. The sixth trap is the arena of the middle ground, the neutral zone. If you survived the debt trap, this is where the real cunning killers hide. Here, you try to stay neutral in conflicts, mediate between warring factions, and avoid confrontation to keep the peace. You think neutrality is wisdom. You think silence is strategy. You're wrong. In the world of power, neutrality is lethal. It's where all the crossfire lands. Machiavelli was brutal on this point. Neutrality is refuge for the weak. Refuse to take a side, and you lose respect from the winner and trust from the loser. You become a ghost, invisible in the room of soldiers, suppressing your opinion, avoiding the friction, maintaining friends on all sides. You are painting a target on yourself for everyone's benefit. You are the buffer between extremes, and when the dust settles, you're discarded by all. Every interaction in the middle ground chips away at your credibility. You're bypassed for promotions, ignored in real decisions, and left out of the circles that control outcomes. Why? Because no one knows where you stand. And if no one knows, no one relies on you, and no one fears you. Compliance is harvested here. Power is surrendered in the guise of diplomacy. True sovereignty demands taking a side, planting a flag, and accepting the hatred of some for the respect of others. It's far better to polarize than to be irrelevant. Finally, we arrive at the seventh and most lethal trap, the ghost of your hometown, the childhood shadow. You've navigated pity, unearned respect, ego-fed pawns, dead weight, debt, and neutrality. But this is the place that can kill you before you even put on the crown. This is the environment that knows your history, your secrets, your insecurities. The people who knew you when you were small, manageable, and vulnerable. Your hometown circle isn't just geography. It's a psychological anchor. Old friends, extended family, day ones. They still see the version of you they can control. Machiavelli understood that a prophet is rarely recognized in his own land. Those who knew you weak will always want to tether you to the past. Your growth feels like an insult to them, a reflection of their own stagnation. Step back into this world, physically or digitally, and you're stepping into a cage. Your old mistakes, nicknames, memories, they're weapons. Every display of power is met with attempts to drag you back to the old version of yourself. They aren't grounding you. They're holding you hostage. You cannot wear your sovereign mask among those who remember you as a servant. To ascend, you must become a stranger to the past, kill the ghost of your hometown, and embrace the silence of sovereignty. Understanding these 7 dangerous places is not enough. Recognition is useless without action. From this moment on, every social interaction must be tactical. Every room must be evaluated. Will this sharpen your blade or harvest your energy? If it does neither, you are prey. There is no neutral ground. Hanging out is optional. Survival is mandatory. The safe rooms you cling to are the exact places where your potential has been dismantled. The sympathy circle, the table of unearned respect, the echo chamber of low-level winners, the sunken cost relationship, the stage of false status, the arena of the middle ground, and the ghost of your hometown. These are the environments that have been quietly sabotaging you. Now the choice is yours. Stay or execute a surgical exit. Walk away from dead weight. Walk away from approval. Walk away from comfort. Not tomorrow. Not after one last talk. Now. The spaces you protect for others are the spaces stealing your future. To survive, to thrive, to dominate, you must break the chains that bind you to these traps. The world doesn't reward comfort. It doesn't reward sympathy. It rewards strategy, ruthlessness, and clarity. If this video has hit you with the force of a gut punch, then you are exactly where you need to be. Align yourself with this mindset. Like this video if you see the traps in your life. Subscribe to never lose your edge. Share it with someone who needs to wake up. The journey doesn't end here. This is the awakening, the blueprint for escaping social and psychological harvesters. What comes next is about mastering leverage, sharpening the blade, and preparing for the battlefield where your empire is forged. Now that you've seen the traps, the real work begins. Recognition is only the first step. Action is the difference between being harvested and being sovereign. The next phase is about executing clean breaks and reclaiming what has been quietly stolen from you. Your energy, your ambition, and your focus. The first step is ruthless assessment. Every relationship, every circle, every commitment must be questioned. Does this sharpen me or dull me? Does this give me leverage or drain me? Does this push me forward or keep me stuck? If the answer isn't power, influence, or growth, it's a trap, and you cannot afford to linger. The hardest part is accepting that people you care about or once felt loyalty to are part of the problem. Machiavelli made it clear, loyalty to the herd will get you eaten. True loyalty is to your mission, to your future self. Cutting ties isn't a moral failing, it's a strategy. The sympathy circle, gone. The group chats, the Friday night rants, the pity sessions, they are being burned to the ground. The dead weight, excised. Stop believing in the myth that persistence in a dead environment is virtue. It's slow death. Every hour spent in these zones is an hour stolen from the man you're becoming. Next is reclaiming your focus. Your attention is your most valuable currency. Every minute spent in comfort, in validation seeking, in middle ground neutrality is a minute wasted. The mind adapts to its environment. Surround yourself with mediocrity, and mediocrity becomes your ceiling. Surround yourself with winners, with men of action, with those who make you uncomfortable, and you will rise. Pain is a ladder. Comfort is a trap. The decision is yours, climb or rot. Then comes the reconstruction of identity, the table of unearned respect, and the echo chamber of low-level winners seduce you with ego. They make you feel successful while keeping you stagnant. To escape, you must redefine the measure of your victory. Real success is not applause. It is leverage. It is autonomy. It is dominance in environments that challenge you. The approval of spectators, the validation of those beneath you, the hollow smiles, they are nothing. Your new identity is forged in solitude, in effort, in rooms where respect is earned, not borrowed. The fifth step is strategic isolation. Machiavelli understood that the strongest men are often loners. Isolation is not loneliness. It is incubation. It is where the predator sharpens its teeth, where the king plans the moves no one else can see. Disconnect from the sources of seduction and distraction. Leave behind the stage of false status, where debt masquerades as influence and where appearances cage your potential. The real world rewards those who create leverage, not those who maintain illusions. Step 6. Embracing the void. The ghost of your hometown, the childhood shadow, and every trap you've walked through is terrifying because it forces you into silence. It removes comfort, removes validation, removes certainty. Most men run from the void. They cling to the familiar, to nostalgia, to mediocrity. But the void is the forge of sovereignty. In that silence, stripped of old identities, you find clarity, and your potential becomes visible. The void is where the king is reborn, away from predators, away from herds, away from the dead weight that suffocated him. Seventh, rebuilding your circle intentionally. Your future requires allies, but not friends. They require co-strategists. Every interaction must be tactical. Every room must either increase leverage or sharpen the blade. Choose those who challenge you, those who demand more, those who are willing to do what it takes to rise. The old friends, the comfort zones, the familiar laughter, they will not help you ascend. Build a circle of equals, or better yet, a circle of men sharper than yourself. Only then will your empire grow beyond what you imagined. Eighth, training your mind to spot traps before they ensnare you. Every social environment has a rhythm, a currency, and a predator. Learn to read it. The signs are subtle. Pity disguised as empathy, applause masquerading as respect, comfort posing as loyalty. The moment you detect it, withdraw. Observation is power. Action is sovereignty. Hesitation is harvest. Machiavelli knew that men are destroyed by the invisible, by the things they cannot see. Awareness becomes armor. Strategy becomes sword. The ninth step is internalizing responsibility. No one is coming to save you. The herd, the friends, the mentors, the high-status tables, they exist for themselves. Your sovereignty is your own. Every trap you survived, every lesson you've learned, every cut you've taken, it is yours to apply. Stop blaming the system, the past, or your peers. Take full ownership of your life, or you will continue to feed the traps that harvest men like you. Finally, embracing relentless action, awareness, cutting ties, rebuilding, isolation, and observation. All of it means nothing without execution. A man can know all 7 traps, but if he hesitates, if he debates, if he looks back, he is already being eaten. The predator doesn't wait. The wolf doesn't pause. Your future self is built in motion, not in reflection. Every move must be decisive, clean, and intentional. Hesitation is luxury you cannot afford. If you follow this blueprint, the traps lose their power. The sympathy circle no longer seduces. The table of unearned respect no longer blinds. The echo chamber of low-level winners no longer feeds your ego. The sunken cost relationship no longer drains your life. The stage of false status no longer pressures you into debt. The arena of the middle ground no longer hides cowardice as diplomacy. And the ghost of your hometown no longer chains you to your past. You step into your life, fully armed, fully present, fully sovereign. This is where most men fail. Recognition without action. Seeing the predators without sharpening your claws. Understanding the traps without cutting the cord. Survival requires decisiveness, coldness, and clarity. To reclaim your world, you must walk through fire, silence the noise, and embrace the discomfort that creates kings. This is the final phase, the ultimate execution of sovereignty. You've recognized the traps, walked through the fire of realization, cut the dead weight, and reclaimed your energy. Now it's time to apply what you've learned with precision, ruthlessness, and strategy. This is where men become kings or remain prey. Step 1. Absolute clarity of mission. You must define your future with laser focus. Every goal, every relationship, Every investment must serve that mission. Anything that doesn't is an enemy in disguise. Machiavelli understood that a man without a clear mission is a man at the mercy of every predator. Your life, your time, your energy, they are finite. Waste none of it. Step 2. Relentless prioritization. Power is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things. The traps you've survived taught you one thing. Most men are busy being busy. They occupy their time with validation, comfort, and illusion. You are different. You must ruthlessly eliminate distractions, cut non-essential commitments, and focus only on what expands your leverage, sharpens your skill, or multiplies your influence. Step 3. Building a fortress of discipline. Sovereignty demands control over mind, body, and spirit. Your emotions must not dictate your actions. Your ego must serve your mission, not the other way around. Your habits must reinforce power, not drain it. Daily routines, rigorous standards, and unflinching accountability are your armor. Without discipline, the lessons you've learned will evaporate and the traps will reclaim you. Step 4. Strategic alliances. Your future requires co-strategists, men sharper than yourself, individuals who challenge you and accelerate your growth. These are not friends. They are architects of influence, partners in execution, and allies in the hunt. Every room you enter, every conversation you have, must be evaluated for its strategic value. Leverage, not comfort, is the currency of these relationships. Step 5. The mastery of silence. The world rewards the quiet predator. Your struggles, your ambitions, your strategies, keep them guarded. Machiavelli taught that the most dangerous men are the unseen ones, the men who let results speak louder than words. Complaining, seeking validation, or broadcasting effort is weakness. Let your progress be silent but undeniable. Let your victories arrive like a storm no one saw coming. Step 6. Embracing discomfort. Sovereignty is born in tension, in challenge, in the unknown. The traps you've navigated exist because most men fear discomfort. The sympathy circle, the echo chamber, the debt trap, the middle ground. They are warm, they are easy, they are safe. You must reject safety. You must chase environments that push, that challenge, that test your will. Growth exists only at the edge of comfort. Step 7. Unapologetic ruthlessness with the past. The ghost of your hometown, the sunken costs, the old failures. They must all be burned without hesitation. Your past is a weapon or a chain. Do not let memory, nostalgia, or guilt dictate your present. Execute clean breaks. Walk through the void and rise in full sovereignty. The price of your new life is the death of your old one. Accept it, embrace it, apply it. Step 8. Leveraging every interaction. Every room, every conversation, every connection must serve a purpose. If it doesn't, you are prey. Your mission, your empire, and your future cannot be subject to whim or social convenience. Evaluate environments like a predator evaluating territory. If you gain nothing, leave immediately. If you are not sharpening your teeth, you are feeding someone else's. Step 9. Permanent self-audit. Sovereignty is never static. The moment you relax, the traps begin to reform. Regularly assess yourself. Are you slipping back into comfort? Are you seeking validation? Are you lingering in rooms that drain rather than empower? Awareness without action is pointless. Vigilance without discipline is wasted. The hunt never ends. Step 10. Commitment to relentless execution. Knowledge, strategy, and awareness are useless without action. You must move decisively. The predator doesn't hesitate. The wolf doesn't debate. Execution is the difference between a man who understands the traps and a man who walks free, dominant, and sovereign. Hesitation is harvested. Decisive action is freedom. Now, combine all these steps: clarity, prioritization, discipline, alliances, silence, discomfort, ruthless past management, leveraged interactions, self-audit, and execution. These are not optional. They are mandatory. This is the blueprint of the sovereign man. This is the difference between being prey and being predator. And remember, the world will test you. The traps are always lurking. The sympathy circle reappears, the debt trap calls, the echo chambers tempt. But now you know. Now you have the map. Now you have the tools. The fire has already burned away weakness. Your attention, your energy, your focus, they are yours to deploy strategically. The question is, will you? The final truth: sovereignty is lonely because it is selective. Most men will never lave the traps. Most men will stay warm, comfortable, and mediocre. The herd is safe. The wolves are dangerous. You must choose which you are. There is no middle. There's no casual observation. There's only survival, mastery, and dominance, or stagnation, harvest, and eventual death. Stand up, walk away, leave the pity, the borrowed respect, the ego-fed pawns, the dead weight, the debt, the middle ground, and the ghost of your hometown behind. Build your circle intentionally. Sharpen your focus. Execute relentlessly. The world owes you nothing. Earn every inch. Like this video if you see the traps that have been holding you back. Subscribe now to never lose your edge. Share this with someone who needs to wake up. Your mission, your empire, and your future are not negotiable. The fire is set. The traps are revealed. Only action will make you sovereign. Go. Step into the void. Walk through fire. Execute. And never let them see you shiver. The mask is on. Stay cold.